Hello everyone, and welcome back to Violent Memoir. I don't know why I said that so weird, but yeah, everyone's still talking about their things. I think Lucas was just talking about how his the major thingy, right? Yeah, that thing. I don't, I don't know. Looking over towards Lele, I catch him staring down at the table, but he lifts his head up at the sound of Lucas's reply. It seems like I'm not the only one who caught how unnatural that sounded. What year are you? Junior. Something about what he said must have been important because both Oscar and Lily's expressions grow curious. The latter's more confused than the former's. I thought you had to decide your major at the end of your sophomore year. Oh, here, sorry, let me... there we go. I have to up the volume on my mic. It's minimum and it forgot to reset some settings. It's not a question, but a fact for someone who's looking into this, who's looked into this before. I talked it over and they said I could wait till the end of this semester before choosing my major. And that's the end of that. Lucas leaves no way to continue that conversation. There's something about it that makes him uncomfortable, and no one wants to push. Yeah, okay. When he might still look fine to everyone else, Lucas's entire body is tense, even if I can't feel the way his leg clenched up when Lily asks him the question. I think I could have figured it out just by how he looked. I got to step in and give him a hand. We don't need to push him on something this mundane. What about you, Lele? I know you're a freshman like us, but do you have any idea about your major? Lele looks over towards me, and it's the first time he looked toward me since the conversation started. There's something in his expression that doesn't sit quite right. He looks almost unsure, not because of the question, but it's like something's shaken him up. He's been looking like that since before Lucas answered. Whatever he's feeling disappeared when he registered my question. That strength he always has returns in his eyes, as if am obligating any doubt. Not obligating. Oh my god. Obliterating. Wait, no, that's not obliterating. I'm doing great, guys. Yeah. Obliterating. Yes. Like Exodia. Any doubt lingering on his face. Not yet. Need to find whatever gives me the best chance to support my sister and myself. Accounting is good for that. Computing science, too. There's something about their answers that caught Lele's what causes Lele's features to harden, his lips pressuring hard together into a thin line. We all wait for him to reply to that, but he offers nothing. He seems to be aware that we're waiting for something because he looks away towards the door, acting as if the people wandering by are the most interesting things he's ever seen. I want to ask him more about it, but there's a wall there now between him and all of us. He's never done anything like this before, but I have to respect his boundaries. I don't really know what I'm going to do either. It's a weak attempt to steer the conversation away from Lele, but I hope it's enough. Me either. Just seeing where things go. Maybe I'll find my true passion hidden somewhere. Lily's voice breaks through the tension, stronger than mine ever could. When I look towards her, her eyes aren't focused on the group, but on mine exclusively. There's an understanding between us. She's trying to help me out. Thankfully, it works, and the others bring this attention back towards her. My attention is still on Lele, though. He's looking back towards Lily, but there's a distance there now that he's not focusing at all. It fades as the conversation goes on, and things go back to normal. Oscar's constantly teasing Lucas or me, taking any opportunity to touch me. To touch me somewhere? Okay. Lily only laughs and occasionally goads Oscar into some banter. Lele ends up telling Oscar off whenever he tries something. Lucas follows him up with a deadpan insult that he always immediately regrets. That continues even after our meal arrives. It's nice, and I feel happy? Happier than I've been in a long time, and that's guilt. There's guilt there because but how can I be happy? That's what that says. How can I sit here and have friends? How can I laugh with them? How can I deserve the rush of excitement whenever Oscar does something exceptionally bold, something he only ever does for me? After everything I've done, after every mistake I've made, how can I sit here and be happy? So how many people have we murdered? That's my question. Helena. Okay. Mom, you're not going to believe this. So, Quinn took me out to this cute little cafe nearby, and then we met him. This absolute hunk. I'm pretty sure his biceps are bigger than my head. His name is Conrad, and he plays on the football team. He's a linebacker. I don't know what that means, but he's built like a truck. Quinn told me that Conrad's single and don't even go out, doesn't even go out with the girls, right? With the with the guys to the bar. He said he doesn't like hooking up with random girls. Such a gentleman. His mom is a movie star. You remember Deanne Hughes? She plays Melanie in Silver Foxes. What, Silks? Okay. I got the total jackpot. It's sad, isn't it? Lily's intruding voice is enough to startle me, but as she places a reassuring hand on my shoulder, instilling a feeling of calmness and familiarity. It reminds me of when my mother would give me a hug whenever she'd accidentally bump me with her tail. She stopped doing that after Marcus. Can you step back? Your smell is very distracting. Okay. That catches both of our attentions, and we look over toward the rest of our group, all of which are standing around a computer. Which grouping grouping them together isn't quite right. Lele is standing off to the side, and glower, across his face. I don't know what that means. As he stares towards Oscar, who is almost towering over Lucas, who is seated in front of the computer. For his part, Lucas didn't look upset. His attention never leaves the screen despite his scrunched up nose. I'm guessing the chlorine smell is worse for him. Having a sensitive nose isn't the gift that I used to think it would be. Oscar stands up straighter, pulling more distance between himself and the fox. It's not a huge distance, but Lucas does look less tense. Thankfully, he doesn't look offended, and not that I think he's capable of being so. While there's an entire computer lab in the library, there's still individual computers scattered amongst the bookshelves alongside a moderately large table, likely for those who want to work with a group or with privacy. Lucas wanted somewhere more private, but I think we would have had to use this place anyway, unless we wanted to awkwardly cram around a tiny little booth. The main area has rows of computers for anyone to use. There is just a small booth for each one, leaving the work area very small. Very cute. Lily's voice is so quiet that I don't think I would have heard her if this area of the library had more students. Which one? Lucas, obviously. I don't think you could call the other two cute. Despite how quiet she's talking and the distance between us, I catch Lucas's ears twitching, the insides flushed a darker pink. I don't know. I think Lele and Oscar are great too. Of course they're great, but Oscar's hot and Lele's handsome, not cute. I don't think Lele would like you calling him cute. With Oscar no longer invading Lucas's personal space, Lele is now leaning forward to see the screen, occasionally muttering something. They're speaking in such a low volume that there's no chance for me to understand what they're discussing. I hope they're able to find something more about each other. Wait, I hope they're able to find something more about each of the victims. That's what that says. Lily's words cause my eyes to linger on the three attractive guys in front of me, and it takes effort to focus myself to look away, my mouth feeling dry, and I hope it's not from gaping. Surely I wasn't drooling over them. Let's get back to the diary. My voice squeaks out a much. Wait, my voice squeaks out as much a high tone that all of the boys look over towards us for a moment before returning their focus back to the computer screen. That's the final straw that causes Lily to crack, covering her mouth to muffle her laughter. The others don't manage to pick up her giggling, or they don't react if they do. I'm sure Lucas is trying his hardest to just ignore the two of us. I think my head would explode if they stared at me again. You read the next one. I'm gonna enjoy the eye candy a little longer. Unlike you, I don't think I'm gonna have a chance. I don't know how to respond to that, so I just ignore her and get to the reading. There's a surprising amount of ripped pages throughout the book. Is this something she consistently did herself, or did she when did she rip them out? Oh, was it when she made a mistake and wanted to redo it? But there's so many paragraphs that would have been crossed out too. Did they have something to wait? Did they have something in them that she wanted to forget? Most of the entries are filled with a typical average daily life. The sinking feeling I felt when I first read started to return, forming a pit in my stomach. The juxtaposition, yes, I hope that's the word. There is an X there. I don't. Words are hard. Between how happy she sounds in this compared to what she's done is just disturbing and a little sad. Wait, this one mentions Conrad again. Mom, Conrad finally texted me. I was kind of worried he was gonna flake, but he got back to me. He wants to take me on a date. Quinn is trying to get me to wear all this expensive stuff. It's like a, it's like a, it's like calm down. Okay. I can't afford this. She's still making me wear these super cute earrings, like little pink stars and moon. It's so adorable. I want to scream. Mercy says she's gonna tag along and make sure I'm okay. She wouldn't listen to me when I told her it's fine and Conrad's a good guy. He could roofie your drink, even though we're going to a restaurant, not a bar, but you know how Mercy is. We'll be going on Thursday, which is 2 days from now. I'm really excited. That's cute. I remember going on my first date when we went to the movies and he tried sliding his hand up my skirt. Turning my attention towards Lily. Sorry, the game audio is very low. I did not notice. Let me adjust that real quick. Turning my attention towards Lily, I'm unable to stop myself from gawking at her. Her only response is a laugh and a pat on my shoulder. It's okay. Well, it's not okay, but that's boys for you. Before I can stop myself, my gaze slips towards the three guys looming over the computer. Lily doesn't miss that regardless of how fast I bring my focus back to her. You'll be fine. They're not the type of guys to do that. Okay, Lele and Lucas aren't the type of guys to do that. I'm pretty sure it's part of the deal when you go out with someone like Oscar. Part of the deal? Well, yeah, he's a jock who clearly wants to get in bed with you. I'm pretty sure he'd rail you down one of these aisles if you asked. Okay, let's switch topics. That causes her to burst out laughing, loud enough to catch the attention of the boys. They look towards us with a curious expression on their faces, except for Lucas, who's looking away with a flush across his face. I don't know if his ears are just insanely sensitive, or if he's trying to tune out Oscar and Lele by listening to us. I have a feeling it's the latter. Fine, we'll switch. What about you? How was your first date? I force my ears against my head to hide the obvious flushing that's about to happen. I pray it doesn't peek through my fur on the cheeks. There's a large amount of puff there, but they don't hide the prominent red color. I've never been on a date before. I've never even met anyone gay before coming here. You'll be getting a new experience. That's great. I think any of these guys would certainly be, no, excuse me, be something interesting. Don't be afraid to smile to sleep with them on the first date. They're very yummy, and I know I would. A choking sound comes out of my throat, and I must sound like a flustered teenager. I mean, I am 18, but I am an adult now. I'm not sleeping with one of them on the first date. In an act that I can't tell if it's condescending or just her trying to comfort me, she places a hand on my back and rubs it in a circle, like you'd do with a small child to calm them down. I hate that it works. You're so cute. I remember when I was a shy virgin. I think once you get a taste, especially if it's Oscar, you'll burst out of your shell. I know it. I'm reading the next entry now. I lift the book towards my face with such a fervor that I almost smack my nose. I'd happily take that trade, anything to get me out of this conversation. I managed to avoid it with my mother, but somehow this feels even worse. But I'm surprised to see another ripped page where the next entry should be. There's been a couple so far, but it's always so jarring to come across it. It gives the book an almost morbid aesthetic, a fitting aura considering its history, I suppose. Moving to the next page, there's an entry that's already started. It looks like it's about the date with Conrad, but the entry first part is missing. Okay, starting us right in the middle of an entry. That was a little strange, but he's a really nice guy. If he didn't look like he could carry me in one arm, I would have never guessed he was a football player. I don't know what he did to that to make Mercy so against him. He was so sweet, especially to her when they met. She definitely knew something, but she isn't telling me, which is really weird. I thought we told each other everything. Why is she keeping things from me? Whatever it is, I'm sure it's nothing. Conrad's a good guy, and if he does anything weird, I can drop him on his ass. I can't wait for him to call me back. Flicking between this entry and the one before the rip, I can't help but feel like there's a massive gap of information. Just what caused these pages to get ripped? Did she do this? Before I thought it might be entries she wanted to rewrite, but she only ripped half of this one out. Did she want to forget it? What happened to elicit such a reaction? But from the description here, it doesn't seem like the date went bad. An idea pops into my head, and I look up towards the rest of our group. Lucas isn't even looking at the screen and is arguing with Oscar instead. I can't make out what they're talking about, but Lucas clearly isn't happy. Well, arguing isn't the correct term. It looks more like he's scolding or lecturing him, while the otter just smiles at him, unfazed by the stern glower of the fox's face. Lele is looking utterly exhausted. He did bring this up himself, I suppose. I just asked Lucas if he could look up anything interesting regarding the incident, and Oscar followed him. Oscar and Lucas alone is probably a bad idea, so I can't fault him for tagging along to make sure things don't turn into a nuclear war zone. I'll have to thank him later. Lucas, can I get you to look something up for me? The speed that Lucas rushes out of his seat and comes up to our table is so sudden that I have to stop myself from jumping, looking like he wanted to get out of that situation as fast as possible. The others don't take too long to join us, though. Neither of them sit down like Lucas, who has taken one of the 3 seats across from Lily and me. Yeah, what do you need? There's a strange shade to his voice, as if talking is exhausting to him. He doesn't look upset, if anything. If anything, he looks more comfortable now. It's more like it's more like all this interaction is draining on his energy. Do you think you guys can look up more about Helena's friends? When I looked things up before, I only got the basics. The nodding he gives me in return is skittish. Skittish? Skittish. That's what that word is. It might be best to just look up only a little bit before leaving. I think he's reaching the limit soon enough. He deserves a break. Lucas isn't the only one affected by the looks of it, as Oscar also seems just as restless. He's irreverent but coy. Now it looks like he's actively trying to force conversation. Likely all this work and no play isn't fitting for someone like him. All right, I'll end the part here, everyone. So I will see you guys around.